Welcome everyone to another review. We're going to try to finish this week Neon Genesis Evangelion. Boy, I did not see this going this long. So right now we're up to episode 22. Just for headers, once again, I am doing for the last 6 episodes, for 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, I will be doing the extended edition. So if I start talking about, especially at the beginning of episodes, what things are, that's because if you own the regular version of it, you probably didn't see this part. A lot of this though will be shown again in Death and Rebirth though. So let's get to this part of the episode. The episode opens up with a flashback of Kaji and Asuka speaking before Asuka shows up in Japan, where basically she's throwing herself at him, and he, once again, like Kaji does, want nothing to do with her because he knows she's a child. She's 14. She doesn't care. She's still throwing himself, and he doesn't care. But I will say this, the episode also has a part of it where where the intro used to be, because this episode is one of the only episodes I believe that doesn't have the opening theme song in it, A Cruel Thesis. This one goes straight from the intro with Kaji and Asuka straight into the main episode, which this is an Asuka heavy episode. Basically what's happening is we're finding out that Asuka's being repaired after the battle with the 14th Angel, where he got his arm cut off and its head cut off. We also see flashbacks to Asuka's early life. We find out that her mom went insane and died, and that she doesn't care. Asuka just looks at it and thinks, oh, means that I have to toughen up, and basically she's lost her trust for everyone else now. So she's all by herself. She's having a difficult time adjusting to life after all these defeats. We also see that she has a doll which will come into play in the second part of this episode. But we see her taking her sync tests, and she's not doing very well at them. The first part of episode 22 is called At Least Be Human. So yeah, Asuka's having a very hard time with the sync ratio test, and Ritsuko's figuring out that we need to have backup plans if she's not going to be able to do well getting back into the thick of things, since she's already had 2 major meltdowns and she's not doing well. Home life is just the same. She finally goes home. It's her, Shinji, and Misato, and she just either is totally reclusive, doesn't want to speak to anyone. It's very, very argumentative with Shinji. Remember, she's already been saved twice now by Shinji, and she can't stand him. Once again, her ego is crashing in on herself. Remember, this is a character who started out thinking she was the best, she was the smartest. She's a captain in Germany. She's way ahead of everyone else. Her sync ratio was top notch, and now it's nothing but defeat after defeat after defeat, and her ego is absolutely caving in, and she just can't stand anyone. She's a person who refuses to be anything but number one, and she takes it out on Shinji. She also starts to take it out on Misato, because remember, Misato is in love with Kaji and vice versa, and Asuka likes Kaji, and also Misato's taking care of Shinji, so now she hates Misato on a totally different level, because the simple fact that she's taking away someone she loves, she's patting someone on the back who she can't stand and who she believes she's in direct competition with. So everything is crashing down on Asuka. Her sync ratio's going down. There's a part where they try to make reference to the fact that she's having her time of the month. Basically, Misato's trying to give her an out. And we get a poignant line from Ritsuko stating, sync ratios has nothing to do with body anomalies. So just because she's on her period doesn't mean she can't sync right. So everything's going down. And in this part of the episode, there's the famous scene where the elevator scene where Asuka and Rei are in the scene, and there's no movement for about 50 seconds, but that's actually not true. There is a part where Asuka blinks at one point, and at another point she does move her nose, but basically it's 50 seconds of just these two still images on your screen. And it kind of builds to the tension because, once again, Asuka doesn't like Rei because Rei doesn't praise anyone. Rei's introvert. She has no opinions to anyone unless she's ordered to, or unless you're Commander Akaru. This gives Asuka the time to flip out on her and just be like, just try to hammer and try to insult her, and it doesn't work. Rei just just doesn't even wonder, and she just gets pissed off in Asuka's way when people don't give her the reaction she wants, and she just storms off. The end of this part of the episode is just basically Asuka berating now her own Ava. She's berating Unit 2, stating, you need to work. It's not my fault, it's your fault. Once again, Asuka refuses to take acknowledgement that the problem is with her. So the episode kind of ends with that, and we hear the sounds that a angel is attacking. So that's the end of this episode. Episode 22, part B, is entitled Don't Be. Don't Be sees the arrival of the 15th angel, and basically it's a light creature that is above. It's in the stratosphere. It's not in the earth yet. It's in the upper atmosphere, where no weapon can reach it. It doesn't seem to be doing anything, just standing there. Eventually, they try to figure out what to do with it. So what they wanted to do is Misato and Ritsuko wanted to position the Unit 0, Rei's unit, in standby for it to come down to the stratosphere so it can attack it. And with Unit 2 being the backup, Asuka, hearing this, says, hell no, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to be the one to take it off. At first, Misato says no, Ritsuko says no, let her. Ritsuko's basically giving Asuka the shovel to bury herself, because she's explicitly stated, if she doesn't defeat this angel, that's it, she's never piloting again. So we have that part. We have also Shinji being put away in his unit, in Unit 1, in basic, lockdown. They're not going to use him for anything in this. Basically what happens in this episode is the 15th angel eventually shoots a particle beam, a light beam, and it hits Unit 2. It's not damaging it, it's not destroying it. What it is contaminating Asuka's mind. It's kind of getting into her mind and trying to figure out what Asuka is, and breaking down Asuka's psyche. This is where the episode gets really trippy, because in these flashbacks we see parts of Asuka's past, a lot of Asuka's past, while not explained specifically in this episode. We're seeing a lot of when she was growing up. We see scenes of her mom and this doll. There's this red-headed doll creature that's in the episode a lot and will be in a bunch of other episodes to come, that basically has red hair and button eyes. It looks like a character from Coraline. And we kind of hear Asuka's mom state, die with me, Asuka, die with me. Which is kind of funny because while we never see the mom's whole body, the most we see of her is her arm. We do see the doll explicitly, and while we're hearing that backdrop, we're hearing Asuka says, you know, don't leave me, mom, you know, I'll do anything you want. To which Asuka's mom, once again, you don't see Asuka's mom, all you see is this red doll. And she goes, oh, who's that little girl? I don't want her to be anything like you. And then there's a very explicit scene where the doll is hanging. And it becomes very apparent that this is how her mom died. And all you hear is scenes of Asuka screaming, don't leave me. The barrier of Asuka's mind is breaking down. In one final attempt, they try to see if they can get Unit 0 to shoot it down, and once again they state the obvious that she can't. The 15th angel is so high into the atmosphere that no conventional weapon can hit it. So we get lots of Asuka mental breakdown in this episode. Lots. And a lot of the parts of this episode will be redone again in episode 24 and 25. And basically the only way to figure it out to do it is Professor Akari states straight out, you know, we have to use the Lance of Longinus. Masato says the very obvious, you know, I thought Adam wasn't supposed to be in contact with Eve, i.e. Unit 0 touching Adam, and they disregard it. They send Rey and Unit 0 down to pull out the Lance of Longinus from Adam. Very interesting thing happens here. Once the spear gets pulled out of Adam, it happens to grow legs, and you see little arms and feet start to protrude from Adam's legs. Rey comes up, as we still see the mental contamination, and now we just see a whole bunch of scenes where Asuka is, you know, seeing just various pictures of herself, or various scenes from different episodes where she introduces herself, saying, hi, you know, what are you, stupid? Things like that. She has a scene where she sees Kaji in the distance, and that's pretty much it for that part. But just before she starts to go insane, Rey throws the lance and it kills the 15th angel. The episode really ends with Asuka coming out of Unit 2 and just cursing at Shinji and says she never wants to see her or Misato or anyone else again. That's pretty much it. This episode's very Asuka heavy, and it has a sense of dread, and once again, just like the last episode where you see a lot of Shinji's mental deterioration, both of these themes will come back again in episode 24, 25, and 26. Or 25 and 26, I should say. I will say the ending for this episode, like every episode, you know, after it ends, you have the theme ending, Fly Me to the Moon, sung by different people. I don't know about the regular version because I haven't seen it in a while. All I see is the extended cut. And the extended cut has the preview for the next episode, but all it is a pencil drawing of a large lake and Misato explaining what's going on. I have to look back at the regular edition to see if there's any real difference in the preview for the next episode. But that's it for now. Hopefully I can come with 23 a lot sooner than I did this episode. I will be doing another movie review between now and tomorrow as well. Also, in the description below will be Jeff's channel. He has a new video about a new game he's playing now. I think he found the train version of Roblox for all the people who like him to support his videos. They're pretty interesting, actually. That's it for me now, and sayonara.